Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Chuck and Lisa Show. I am Chuck. This is Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
You were good. What are you doing?
That was convincing.
I forgot what day it was for a minute. Not just now, but I mean like earlier today.
Yeah, did you? Why?
Because I was wondering why some place was closed, and it's closed from Sunday to Tuesday.
Ah, that would do it. That would do it. So, we've got some fun stuff to talk about. Just this and that and the other thing. Please, if you want to join in with the fun, go in the chat room. Our friends always join in there. I see Ernie's already there, joining us from Mexico. And we just, this is a break from the politics that we usually
We're
live
not
in.
talking about face diapers tonight.
Yeah, we don't talk about face diapers and curfews and all that on this show. We're just going to talk about things that are anything away from that, because Darcy and I cover all that in the next hour at 8:30, so we don't need to talk about that now. And Lisa and I shouldn't do it because we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum, and it's never pretty.
Yeah.
And our beloved producer is here.
I am?
Hello, Mr. Darcy. How are you doing?
Darcy's here.
Hey, let me get it over with quickly. Shut up, Chuck. All right, now we're good.
Oh, that takes care of that. Lisa, get it over with, too.
No, I got saving mine for the end.
There you go. I used to get it every 2 sentences or so. I must be doing better. So, let's see. Mr. Darcy, why don't we get the early start stuff out of the way? As I was saying, give us a thumbs up and subscribe down below, please. We really appreciate it. Then you get a notification before the show, and it's fun. It's simple as that.
You're up, fun. Chuck.
Chuck.
All right.
He's up, Chuck.
I am Chuck.Nellis.7. Most everywhere. No, only on Facebook. And that's as long as they'll keep me. Twitter no longer keeps me, and I'm happy about that. But I am on many, many, many sites. I am on Parler. I am on Gab. I am on... Quiet from the peanut gallery over there. You can go on your site. These are my sites. I'm on Gab. I'm on Tumblr. I'm on WeGo. I'm on MeWe. I'm on USA.life. I'm on CloutHub. And I'm on PolitiChatter. And I'm not on ESPN.
I am, though.
Yeah, what's the breaking news?
I don't know. I missed it.
Oh, no.
Let's see.
Miss Lisa, where in the world?
I thought you just asked Darcy what the breaking news was.
New college football
he said he missed it.
Oh.
What happened?
Look it up. New college football rankings.
Oh, yeah, who's number one?
It's not Duke.
It's
We can guarantee that'll never happen.
It's Clemson, I believe.
Oh, good. Clemson's back to number one. Well, they've dominated for years now.
But Notre Dame beat them.
Yeah, they did. But Notre Dame lost, too. So
when?
I think they lost. No, they haven't.
I don't think so.
But Clemson has a tougher schedule.
That's true. Plus, their quarterback had the Rona.
We ought to talk about college football sometime.
We could. I don't know nothing about it.
Does she know much about college football?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, me too.
I know in regular football, the Steelers lost to a team that has no name last night.
They do have a name.
Is that like the horse with no name?
They have a name called their football team.
No.
That was funny because I saw
it's
it pop
called
up.
Washington Team Football, so
That's
you
what-
can see WTF every
that's
time you
my
think about
idea.
that name. I know, I love it. You should copyright that.
Well, it's too late now, but yeah, I just saw it pop up last night and on like schedules on Facebook, and it said football team versus Steelers.
It's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, football team.
Team A, Team B, Team C. That's what it's going to come down to.
Yep. Well, they just need-
Ernie, who's your alma mater? Ernie's saying his alma mater doesn't have a team. Oh, wait, Miss Lisa, where in the world could we find you?
Facebook, Twitter.
No, look at your screen, because you got to tell them everywhere, including exit 140.
Hold on, it's like blank. Hold on. No, that's still you and your
That's
Sasquatch.
still me.
I know where I am. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm
There
on
you are.
Twitter. I'm on Minds.com apparently. I keep forgetting to go there. I'm on
Oh,
Cloud.
I'm on Minds.com and forget to go there, too.
Well, maybe we should both go there and not like each other's stuff.
Like we don't everywhere else.
I'm on Cloud Hub, but I don't go there either. I'm on Etsy, Vintage Velma Finds. I'm also on Instagram again as Vintage Velma Finds. So you should find some things, buy them.
Yes.
I have a store called Vintage Velma.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an actual store that I own myself. It's a booth in a store
It's a
in
consignment.
Consignment Connection, and that's at 143 in Burlington, North Carolina, USA.
Right. If you're going down
World.
40 and 85 through
Or
that
up.
area,
Or if you're going up.
you're gonna pass it. So stop in and see her stuff. She's got a great booth there.
I just got some really cool salt and pepper shakers.
Oh, Christmas stuff.
And
Your
Christmas stuff.
is flying up.
The Christmas stuff is
Doing
cool.
great. I'm proud of that. You're doing awesome. Good job.
And Pyrex.
Yeah, Pyrex.
The
She's
old
got,
Christmas
she's got
ornaments?
more Pyrex than you could ever imagine.
No. And all those shiny bright ornaments that
Yeah.
like your mom or your grandma or whatever used to have.
Yep.
Or you if you're really old.
I remember him as a kid.
Speaking of which.
Ernie, UCSD, UCal San Diego doesn't have a team. Didn't they used to? I don't know. I think they did. Anyway, Mr. Doshi, where can we find you besides Florida?
Who knows, man? I can't find myself half the time. But, by the way, Alabama is number
It's
one
not
now.
sad.
Oh, there's a picture of
Notre
you.
Dame's number 2, Ohio State's 3, and Clemson dropped to 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
Wait. Say that again.
Alabama's number one.
Alabama's number
Notre
one.
Dame,
Uh-huh.
Ohio State, Clemson.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to be the Final Four. Is that the Final Four?
Well, it's close
Not
to being
yet,
the Final
right?
Four. We got a week to go.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they have to
One
play?
more game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, by the way, my thing is up there. If anybody wants to find me, that's where they can find me, so nobody really cares.
You don't even care. Just look on Cloud Hub if you want to find Durst. He doesn't really go anywhere else unless he's reposting something for me, usually.
Anyway, back to more important stuff. The Ohio State's game was canceled.
Oh, yeah?
Whose was?
All right.
Ohio State, Michigan, because of COVID numbers.
That's
And
a big game.
You have to have, according to the rules, adjusted rules this year, you have to have 6 games. They only have 5 now, so they may not be qualified to.
They'll just change it. It'll be like the Kyle Busch of
They'll
football.
just add one extra game
Right?
before the
They
championship.
can't. This weekend's the last weekend.
Oh, really?
So
They
just
should play
change
tonight.
it. They'll just change it, and it'll be like the Kyle Busch rule of football.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it'll
That's
be
what
like
they'll do, for sure.
Hey, Bullwinkle's here.
Whoa,
If
Michael.
Karnak Chuck predicts that Bullwinkle J. Moose has a cigar and a martini in hand. Am I right, Bullwinkle? I bet I am. Alrighty, so let's see. What Lisa wanted to, have we covered all the festivities?
Yeah,
What
close enough.
festivities?
Yeah, close enough.
What
Good.
festivities?
Well, we're really glad you guys could join us. We, as I said, we just do stuff that's for fun. instead of everything else that's going on in the world. So, Lisa wanted to talk about
Well, I make fun of you because you're a used car salesman.
and commercial sales and everything else.
But
yes,
but it's fun to call you a used car salesman.
You love to mock that.
Yeah.
I used to be.
Yeah.
A couple of careers ago.
Yeah.
Yes. So
you need to tell us some of the weird ass things that happened when you were selling things.
Oh God. Well, there's so many.
Well, just pick some.
Well, I have to keep them not perverted, so I can't talk about
I'm not talking about
people
people hitting on women and all that stuff.
No, I'm not talking about me hitting on them.
Or that.
Yeah. All right. So you want to know
just
like,
weird
cool
people,
story.
like weird people that came into your dealership.
All right. Now about the guy that walked in the dealership and said, "I want to buy about 200 vehicles."
And when was this and where was this?
I was working at Sport Chevrolet in Silver Spring, Maryland. I was a commercial sales, and yes, I sold used. I also sold 3 other brands. We owned.
Why don't you tell us what they were, Chuck?
Honda. Let's see, Honda, Jeep. There's a couple others. Back in the day, Buick. Buick and Olds we had too. But they disappeared, unfortunately. But we used to sell about our Chevy dealership where I worked used to sell about 700 cars a month. We were strong. We did big numbers. And one day this guy comes in and he says, "Well, I'm with a charity and I want to buy 100 to 200 vehicles for a charity, for our charity group." And I happened to be the lucky guy that got to talk to him.
Yeah.
I ended up selling.
Did it make you excited?
At the end of the month, I sold 204 vehicles.
Yeah?
That's a good month.
That's the best month you probably ever had.
That's the best month. It's not the best month in record because we did do such
best
high
month
volume.
you ever had.
By far. But ironically, the biggest hit I ever got, as they say, I did by accident. I was a brand new rookie at what's the name of the Chevrolet?
Don't
can't
know.
Remember. It
Wasn't there.
Clarksville, Maryland. It was. I can't remember the name of it. But
they had cars there back then. They didn't used to have anything up in Clarksville. Remember?
We had a Chevrolet dealership.
Remember?
Yeah.
When we were in high school, there was nothing in Clarksville except for that big telescope.
Well, Clarksville was full of millionaire farmers. Well, it ended up being because they sold their land.
Right.
And then all these places moved in. And Clarksville is part of, what's the name of that county? It's the richest county in Maryland. Richer than Montgomery now.
Clarksville is in Montgomery County, isn't it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive. It's over off of Route 32.
I don't know where Route 32 is.
Okay. And almost at Route 29. Almost in Columbia.
I know where that is.
Yeah.
Was that
anyway?
Was that after you left the horse and buggy dealership?
Yeah. Yes, that's when I left the horse and buggy business.
He was selling those to the Amish people.
Howard County. Thank you, Cheryl. Welcome, Cheryl.
He was selling those to the Amish people.
Howard County.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, my very first customer I had wanted to look at a conversion van, and we had a 2-year-old one, and I ended up selling it for like $5,000 under list price. And they go, "Congratulations, you got the biggest commission we have ever gotten at this dealership." And I went, "Wait, what?" And I went, "How did I do that?" I said, "All right."
Steve Urkel.
Did I do that? So anyway, the guy's talking to me, and I'm like, what? And he goes, "You have a $6,000 gross on this deal." And I made 25% on, I made 35% on that deal. So I ended up making like $1,800 by accident. I thought I was giving them this fantastic deal. I'm like, "I'm taking $10,000 off this thing for you." Little did I know they had $16,000 profit in it.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I didn't know what I was doing yet. And that's one of the reasons that new car salesmen do very well at the beginning, because they don't know what they're doing. They're just doing their thing, but they don't know what they're doing. But later on, when you know, okay, we're $200 over invoice or whatever, it's like, I'm not going to make any money. It's a toss away deal, and you just do those because you got to make the numbers
And
to
you're bored.
reach your goals. Because when you reach goal numbers like 12, 15, 20 in the car business, you get bonuses. And in our place, they had a heck of a one when you hit 50, but that was a rare thing. Most people
50 what, cars?
in a month, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be a lot.
That's a lot. My buddy that sat next to me, he was an ace, one of the best car salesmen I ever saw in my life. And this is not a dealership where they jump you at the door. This is a business that was built by referrals and people sent to you. I built such a book over the years that I didn't have to take anyone on the lot. I had people coming to me with appointments, which is the way you want to do it if you're going to be a professional car
I just
salesman.
wanted to see the freak show.
Well, okay, one more funny thing, and then I'm going to pass it to you.
No, you could more.
Okay, well, my happiest, funniest one was my daughter used to come to the car dealership because I was a single dad, and I really didn't have anywhere to keep her at some days.
Keep her. I couldn't lock her in the closet again.
I didn't have a babysitter.
I didn't have a leash.
That they stop. You know my child. You know I made
I
a
know. I'm joking. I know
I
her.
know. So anyway, she's at work with me, and she decides she's gonna sell a car. So she's telling these people, this car is really comfortable. It's really pretty. I would buy it if I could buy it. And then she goes, "Are you gonna buy this car for my daddy?" And they did. They did. And they shook her hand after the sale, not mine.
And she probably looked totally serious when she was talking to him.
Oh yeah. You know, my daughter, she was a hoot. I mean, she'd love to climb in the back of all the pickup trucks and inside the Avalanches and all the cars, and she would check them out.
Did she go to sleep in any of them?
Only when I took her to a NASCAR race. That's the only time I could get her to fall asleep with
That's
cars.
funny. That's funny.
Yeah. So, oh gosh, do I need to tell him? Okay, I may tell another one later, but Lisa, you go ahead and tell a story.
About what, work?
Yeah, it has to be work related. Something funny that happened or
All right.
an interesting story.
The first job I ever had was at Friendly's, and that's for those of you who are like not from the Northeast. That's an ice cream place, and they sold ice cream, but they also sold like hamburgers, French fries, little meals, American food, and it was kind of like a diner, sort of, but not really. And this was in Rockville Mall, which, if you know, at that
I remember the mall.
time, do you remember on Saturday Night Live when they had the Dead Mall?
Yes.
And they had like the Scotch tape store and like one other store, and that was the only place that was open?
Yeah.
Well, that was how Rockville Mall was.
I remember.
They had Friendly's, and then they had, I think, a record store that was still open, and then they had a clothing store that was still open. And the only reason that Friendly's was still open is because all the people from the businesses,
right, the car dealership,
or like in the daytime, would come there for lunch.
Because I worked just up the street from you at a car dealership.
But this was when I was 15.
I know, but a couple years later, I would have.
Because as soon as I turned 15, my mother said, "You better go get a job." So I did. So I got a job at the Dead Mall.
Mm-hmm.
All their business was at night. It wasn't in the day.
In the daytime, and you were there.
I worked at night, so I was usually the only waitress, and then there was a cook and a dishwasher. Sometimes, like the manager would be the cook, a dishwasher, me, maybe one other person.
Right.
Usually not.
Right.
And so we had to wear dresses. They were like little blue and white little check dresses with a little collar and a little bow
I remember
thing.
the Friendly's.
And it said "Friendly Lisa." Friendly Lisa. I'm friendly Lisa. So you know how many times I got, "Are you really friendly, Lisa?" So I got that. They also,
how many times did you sneer at them?
The only dress
or roll your eyes?
only dress that fit me that they had, because I was really short and small, was really short, like really short. So all the managers were
as cute as you were then.
All the and I know they did that on purpose, and I think they hid. I think they hid the other dresses, so I couldn't have them. And so they would like try and get me to bend over all the time. Oh, so mean. No, that's not right. That's not.
Sorry.
That's not nice.
But as young men, you appreciate.
And then one time we came in, One time we came in
So-
and there weren't any knives in the whole place. Like we couldn't find any knives. Apparently, somebody that had worked there over a period of a few weeks there were like these over the grill. It was like a roof that looked like shaker shingles.
Right.
I guess it was. Like in New England.
Right.
Well, when people weren't looking, they were sticking all the knives up in the shingles above the grill. So eventually, we had no more knives in the store, and finally, he told us what he did with them all. All these knives stuck up in the shingles above the grill.
Right.
So I mean, that's not hilarious funny, but it was still funny. And then there was also we had an attic,
Right.
and I found out that some of the people would go up in the attic and do the whippets from the whipped cream machine. I've still never done that, but I found
you never did a whipped cream can.
But no,
That's still that's still one of my.
I've done a little bit of a whipped cream can, but not one of those whole cartridge
Well, you
things.
only inhale.
Well, I know, but
Yeah,
I'm saying
then you
they
do
had
the
the
whole
old fashioned where you would screw
And
it
put it
on
in
and
a boil.
and then and also sometimes we were so slow that sometimes the strawberry topping would get fermented, and instead of dumping it out like the managers would drink it.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I love strawberry sundaes.
Oh well, we had. I mean, we obviously had banana splits. We had
if you're from the East Coast, or I guess up to the Midwest.
No, it's only
mostly
because they would only go as far as they could go with the truck before the ice cream got. So it was mostly New England and down.
Gotcha.
So Maryland was about as far as, or maybe Virginia was about as far as they went.
Right.
I think they go farther now. Well, now I know they do because there's one in North Carolina.
That's cool.
But I think that's because also they don't care anymore and they got sold.
Right,
But they had Fribbles. You remember Fribbles?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
They were like Frosties, kind of.
Yeah.
That was the only weird part about that job is we all had to share our tips.
Right.
Which was good for me because, well, not really though, because I got better tips than most of the people, but we had to all put it in a thing, and then they would figure out how many hours you worked and the rate per hour, and they would pay you that. And you couldn't keep, if I got a $20 tip, which occasionally I might, I wasn't allowed to keep it. So.
Oh, I once got.
Even if I bent over.
That's tips. I once got $100 tip when I was working in an athletic club when I was just begun some point of college. I was looking to get a little extra money.
Not Spa Lady.
No, it was
let's talk about Spa Lady.
It was the one right over near Lake Forest Mall.
Oh, I remember.
That brick building.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys don't know what the hell we're talking about. We're talking about Gaithersburg. Before you tell another story, I want to help.
It's your turn.
Our friends in
It's Dershey's turn.
It is Dershey, so think of something, Dershey. But Bullwinkle.
Dershey doesn't have a J.O.B.
If you saw a split window Corvette going down the road, it probably was a split window. The only reproduction that I know of that was ever done of it, we actually sold them at Sport Chevrolet as well as the 53 conversion. But we never sold the 63 conversion because there wasn't much interest in it. It was actually built on a 2004 or so body, if I remember right. And it looked a lot like it, but it was a lot wider and a lot lower. You just saw one on the car show and said how weird it looked.
It could be.
Remember?
Right, but maybe the one he saw could be the one that we saw at Ganassi.
He's in Georgia.
But he says they could drive it.
Did you see it in Charlotte? Chip Ganassi's brother has one there. We saw his brother with
a couple years ago. Well, we don't know it was his brother. You just guessed it might be.
No, that's his brother. I've seen him with him before. I knew it immediately. Yeah, no doubt in my mind. We need to do that again sometime soon when we.
Yeah. Speaking of.
What?
We can't do our anniversary trip this year.
Why?
Well, because we can't do a trip like we normally do.
But we are doing the thing.
We're going to the Christmas lights. We have to be home by 10 now.
Screw that.
Well, we'll be home by 10 anyway because it closes
I don't care.
It closes at like 8. So even if we stayed till the end.
Don't get me started.
I also have to go to work the next day. So.
No, that's true. I know we're not gonna be that late anyway. All right, now.
I make weird faces.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
So anyway, 63 was a one year car only.
63?
With a split wing, 63 Corvette.
1963 is like the best year.
It was for you. You were born.
I was born. Oh no! Now everybody knows how old I am.
I-85 North. It's possible.
Them could have been. Was it
but
like what?
But there were quite a few.
Yeah, but what
police.
color was that one? Like
35,000.
light blue or something, or
what
white
color
blue?
was the Bullwinkle? Anyway, let's see. Dershie, you got a story for us? You were a teacher. You've got to have some cool stories.
Did he have a job before that?
Yeah, I'm legally bound not to talk about my previous students.
You don't have to name them.
Is that like a HIPAA thing?
Yeah.
Only for
Dersh is a computer hack.
Oh, that's why he was missing for a few years. He was in prison.
The funniest story I think that I've had was when I was in college. I worked in the computer lab,
Yeah.
and I didn't have anything better to do, so I would just try to figure out ways to hack the computer and get it to do things that it wasn't supposed to do and things like that. And I figured out how to access other terminals and send messages or do whatever. And then once I figured out how to send messages, I also then figured out how to execute those messages as an administrator. So I would see somebody who I knew come into the computer lab before they sit down. I would send a login script that would log them in automatically. So by the time they sat down, the computer's logging them in. Well, I did that to one guy that I really didn't know very well, and it freaked him out. And so then I started sending him messages, the computer was talking to him.
Oh no!
He was looking around and freaked him out, and finally he couldn't, I don't know, he couldn't take it or whatever, but he
had an anxiety attack and he died.
he closed. He logged out, got up, left the building, and left the program. Never came back.
Did he really?
Yeah.
You traumatized him.
You ruined him.
I guess I did, but yeah, I mean, I used to do stuff like that in the computer lab all the time, just drive people crazy.
That is funny. Nicely done.
I like it. I like it.
So it's been somebody be writing a report on their computer, and I'm sitting over the corner monitoring what they're doing. Then I start, stuffing like Shakespeare in the middle of their paper and change what they're typing while they're typing it. They're just make a nuisance of myself, basically.
That's right. You're a bad boy.
Yeah.
But we knew this. We knew this.
That's pretty funny.
Fun.
Hey, everybody. Hit the thumbs up down below and subscribe, please. Thank you. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, so maybe it was that car.
Yeah, it might be. All right, Dershie, let me rephrase my question for you so maybe you can answer it.
Who?
Dersh.
Oh.
Tell me your greatest success story with a student without saying their name. Can you do that?
He doesn't have one. No.
That's not like dissing somebody. That's like heaping praise on
joking.
somebody.
Yeah, I really think I had a lot of success stories. I don't know if one is any better than the others, but I can tell you I've had a lot of students who left my program and went out and got computer jobs, paying 2-3 times what I was making as a teacher.
Outstanding.
I have actually a couple students that are now teaching. One's at MIT, one's at Harvard, both teaching computer science.
Nice.
So I had a lot of success back in the day. Used to my computer teams would win the state national championships all the time. Several times we won. My students would win national honors. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I told you why I didn't do more with computers.
Why?
Punch cards.
Oh, right.
I'm old.
I love punch cards.
Until you drop them.
Well, that's why you carry. That's why you wrap them up tightly or carry them in a box. But yeah,
I found that out.
I wasn't really in a place that had punch cards, so my first experience was an HP 2C,
I'm talking about a Duke.
a little handheld. Oh,
Yeah.
mine was in St. Croix in
Yeah, this was at
1976.
Duke. We had the only thing we could do at Gaithersburg was we had that thing where you called the computer and then you
Right.
put the
The modem.
handset into the thing, and
That
then
was
you
the
had to
old
hang
modem.
up after about like a minute because
Yeah.
it cost a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I used to work when I was at FAU in my computer major. I used to work in the computer lab, so I could, I would get access to terminals back in the
Yeah.
back that normal people couldn't. But we had about 300 people in the computer program and only 16 monitors in the computer lab that people could use.
So you had to sign up for time,
You
right?
had to sign up, and it was like a 2-hour wait to get to, use the computer for an hour. And punch cards were
That
much
was the other
easier.
thing.
Well, that's how it was.
Yeah, sometimes you had to go in the middle of the night or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's got computers. I mean, I'm looking at 2 computers. I can see my phone
You're
and my
looking
computer right now.
At 4 computers.
Oh, and you've got my phone and a computer right there.
Oh,
I mean, right.
and these.
Oh, I forgot. And these.
And these.
We both got them. So we've got 6 computers right here, whereas when we
That all
started,
together
when we-
probably cost less than my first computer.
the HP2C that this, I can't remember his name, but this math teacher on St. Croix had for the school, we all had to share it, the entire class, because there was one, and it was really expensive then. I mean,
You had a computer in high school?
it was this big. It was an HP2C calculator. But
Oh, right.
It had the magnetic strips that you fed through it, so it was actually a computer.
Yep.
And you could program it, but it was very complicated, and it was very new to everything. I mean, that was the very beginning of computer. And then, of course, I told you I worked for Radio Shack
Right.
when the TRS-80 came out, so I was at the very beginning of desktop computers, too.
That was a funny thing yesterday on Twitter, and I know you're not on there, but it was like name a store that doesn't exist that will tell people your age. And people were like Radio Shack, Photo Hut, KB Toys,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
all these places at Woolworths.
Yeah.
So it was
So
pretty
fun.
funny.
I'd have to think about something to do that
The
one.
horse and buggy dealership.
I remember selling horse and buggies back in the day. Oh, Zare's a good one, Cheryl. I remember Zare's.
Oh, I
guys,
used to love theirs.
Tell us, you guys, rattle off some. That's a great. Oh, by the way, before this goes away on the screen,
That's-
Ernie had a very funny story.
That's Cheryl from school.
Ernie, I know.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if you knew that or not.
I know.
Sometimes you're not paying attention.
I am paying attention.
Okay.
All right. So Ernie, I guess Ernie was a teacher too, Darsh. He says he had a student with ADHD, the worst case he'd ever seen. He got a right answer and started running around the kidney bean table that his overhead was on. I remember did you have one of those in your class?
A kidney bean table?
It's a little oval-shaped table that you put projectors on.
No, we had to put ours on a cart. No, we had to put ours on a cart.
Well, that was a different type of cart.
It was just a cart.
It was a cart.
I think ours was like a cart from the cafeteria.
So anyway, he says he started running around the kidney bean table. His overhead was on. So people were laughing until the speed and the angle was so ridiculous that the room went quiet. So he made it like a strobe in there, huh?
Oh, jeez.
We've seen that. But
I used to love Zaire, though, because my mom
Zaire
would
was
let
cool.
us walk there.
Yeah.
And that was like a
Ames?
mile from our house, and she used to let us walk there when we were little kids.
Yeah.
Until that thing happened with those girls.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
In Wheaton? Those girls that got
Oh,
kidnapped?
right.
And then we weren't allowed to walk places anymore.
Yep. Oh gosh, the old department stores. One began with a C. I just thought of it. I can't remember.
Oh, and there was Heckinger's?
Well, Heckinger's went the way of the wind. That whole mall's gone.
No,
Bethesda.
Heckinger's wasn't a mall.
Oh, Heckinger's.
Heckinger's,
right.
the hardware
The hardware
store.
store. That old thing's gone. Yeah. Yep. I can't remember the names of the old ones right now. I'd have to.
And those ones where you had to like the catalog stores and you had to go in there and you had to fill it out on a little piece of paper and then they
Right.
would bring you the thing.
Oh, well, the numbers.
Remember that?
Right. The numbers of stores that are gone now.
But that's
Think
so
about
weird,
this.
though.
The age of the mall is over. Remember when the age
Yeah.
of the mall came and all these hundreds of stores
You know
were
what?
in these malls?
That's that's a good thing right now because you know why? Otherwise, all these dummies would be in the malls breathing on each other for
Our malls
Right
are
now.
open.
Do it as Fred Sanford.
What?
You big dummy!
Dummies breathing on each other.
All our malls are open. They've been for a long time.
Inside malls?
Yeah.
It's because
You
you,
still
live
have
in, it's
inside?
'cause you live in Florida.
Do you
and
still have that
people-
big white inside mall in Orlando there?
Really?
People want. Air conditioning.
We live free in Florida.
Well, you also have.
You have a great governor.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
I love your
No,
governor.
you save this for the next show.
I will.
We also have a great
yeah,
governor, so
Cheryl
thank you very
mentions-
much.
No, we don't.
Shut up.
No, we don't.
Chuck.
No, we don't.
Shut up.
Don't get me started.
You
on
started it.
that.
Hershey started
Okay,
it.
Cheryl, Lion Sisters. I don't remember Lion Sisters. W.R. Bell.
Yeah, the Lion
Names
Sisters.
are-
No, Lion Sisters wasn't a store. Lion Sisters were the girls that got kidnapped,
Oh,
and they were the same age as
that
me.
was in the store.
They were the same age as me and my sister and I, for the teachers in the audience, and they were going to Wheaton Plaza, I think, and so my grandmother got freaked out because she thought it might be my sister and myself, and it wasn't, but they were like the same age.
Right. And the biggest of all that has now disappeared?
What, White Flint?
Sears.
Oh,
I can't believe Sears and Roebuck.
that's because of the vulture
I know.
capitalists.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
But
I
J.C. Penney's came out of bankruptcy.
hope Sears does.
No, they're done. They're
They're not
done.
even
So.
going to be online.
I don't
They're
think
gone.
so. No,
Their history. They're out of here.
it's
I'd
because whoever bought Kmart and Sears killed them.
Heartbreaking.
Yep.
Truly heartbreaking.
Yep.
I mean, think about growing up. We're near Christmas. Think about this is a good one. At
The wish
Christmas time in the Sears Wish Book. All of the people watching here. Hi, Daryl. All of us here. We've all had a Christmas wish book from Sears. We've all circled what we
Oh,
want.
Ernie has Sears. We should go to Mexico.
I hear where Ernie lives is very nice.
Well,
too.
let's go all see Ernie.
I'm in. So anyway, every year, my sisters and I each got a wish book, and we were told to fill out what we wanted because we couldn't share one. My sisters were impossible.
Right.
They,
That just reminded me of that joke. Every year, my mom would give me the Toys R Us catalog and say, "Circle what you want."
and you're not getting
You're
any.
not getting any of it.
That's another one.
Yeah.
When Toys R Us closed, I had to go in the morning for a month.
No kidding, man.
You don't have to buy a sticker so I can have a Christmas present because I got a dog.
You know, if we were smart and one of us won a bunch of money, we should buy the Sears and
No.
Toys R Us names and put a Toys R Us
Well,
in the
Toys R
Sears.
Us has pop-ups now.
I know, but put Toys
No,
R Us
I don't want
in
that.
Sears.
No. You and Dershey can do that.
All right.
I don't want to do that.
I know retail's
We call
a
it the
bit,
has-been store.
but you have to sell it mostly online.
Yeah, no, I don't want
You
to.
wouldn't need big ass.
I don't
stores like
wanna.
you had Before. I don't wanna.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us
I'm
kid.
a Toys R Us kid. All right, so let's see. Any more work stories you guys want to tell? I mean, I have a lot of stories.
Well,
but
it's
some
your
of them are-
turn. You don't.
It's
Have,
always my turn.
what about a hotel story that's not dirty?
Is there such a thing?
All right, here's a good one. Our reservationist one time completely was inept and.
Did you hire her?
No. No.
Did you sleep with her?
No, God. No. No. I thought this was supposed to be clean.
Well, I
Anyway.
didn't want a description of it. I just wanted to know.
So anyway, the preface is important because I'm working at the desk and I hear the receptionist tells my I was pretty young at this time, tells the manager something, and then the manager comes over to me and she goes, "Chuck, you are overbooked tonight by 200 rooms."
Nuh-uh. So what did she just keep taking?
And
Reservations?
I've got to go home early tonight. I am left alone having to bounce 4 tour buses with 200 people when there are 13 hotels in the Washington area, in my area, and they're all booked.
And what happened?
Well, the guy got there, their spokesman, and I'm like, "Sir, I've got nothing to do with this, but I've got really bad news for you." And the guy gets steamy, and I'm like, I will try anywhere. I mean, I'm like, the closest places you can get are like 50 miles from here. And he's getting redder. And he's getting redder. And I'm on the phone trying to get anything for him. And they're like, nope. And I've come up to the desk again, which is about chest high. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, sir, I don't know what to tell you. And he dives over the counter at me. This guy just leaps on the counter. He gets about 3/4 over, and I push him back, and I said, sir, if you ever do that, I'm going to deck you. Because I was still a pretty big boy then. So that was the worst thing I ever went through. Right after that, I went over to the bar, and I said, I need a drink now. I was like 21. I was like, I need a drink. I mean, I felt horrible. It wasn't my fault.
Did they sleep in the bus?
I don't know what they did.
They slept in the bus.
I don't know what they did. It was horrible. I mean, we fired the girl.
Were they old people or kids or?
The day after.
No. The people that needed rooms.
Middle-aged.
So they weren't like kids on
they weren't extremely old.
So, okay.
So they were okay. They were in their 30s, 40s.
So they probably went home.
But my goodness, that was a freaky experience.
Thank goodness for computers.
That was before computers.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But I read something the other day. Speaking of, they said everything is all the supply chains and services and everything are so freaking complicated right now that nobody actually understands how everything works. It's just like, I mean, people understand this part, but like, it's so complex that no one person really understands how it all goes together anymore.
Yeah. All right, let's see what they're saying here. Bullwinkle is asking if you've ever been to Mass General Store in North Carolina.
I have.
Where is it?
There's one in Asheville. There used to be one briefly in downtown Chapel Hill. God knows why.
In the hole.
Because
why would
nobody.
They put one there?
I have no idea.
Boy, is that the wrong town?
I have no idea why it was there.
Durham would have been better.
No.
Well, no, really,
not at
over
the time.
here.
No.
Greensboro.
Maybe Charlotte, but no.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why it was there, but it didn't last very long.
What is it? I mean, describe it.
It's so it's kind of like.
I mean, is it like a general store?
No, it's kind of like it's kind of like a touristy general store, and you can buy, like.
So is it like a Cracker Barrel gift shop?
It's kind of like a Cracker Barrel gift shop. Yeah, it kind of is. Only I think you can
I love Cracker Barrel gift shops.
You can buy like boots and.
Sometimes I like to go into those without even going to eat. The food is so good.
But they make just as much money on the gift store part.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been to the one in Asheville because one of Emma's ex friend. Well, I don't even think he was a boyfriend. He was just a roommate or a friend or something. He worked there.
Yeah.
So I've been in one. Yeah. And there's right near Asheville. There's a place called Valley Crucis. I think. Is that how you?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, Daryl's going back to his childhood. This is my friend Daryl Johnson, who follows me on several sites.
Hi, Daryl Johnson.
He says things are different in the country. We made gifts often or gave free services to neighbors. I don't know how old you are, but I can tell you're older than me. But I'm also not from the country. But
we used to do cookies.
You used to make a lot of things. My mother was never that way, as you might guess.
Like my grandmother, they would make a lot of cookies and stuff.
Yeah, my grandmother did that.
Trade them around.
Yeah, they made like cake.
Bourbon balls. My grandmother used to love to make the bourbon balls. Since she wasn't a drinker or anything, she just thought it was funny. They made the bourbon balls every year.
Bullwinkle says there's now 10 stores in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Since 1883.
Yeah.
We'll have to go see one.
Yeah, there's one.
I love those stores.
Yeah, you'd like it. It's cool. It is kind of like Cracker Barrel on steroids without food.
That's cool. Oh, the food is a big bonus.
But it's a store.
I know. They probably sell fudge.
Everybody sells fudge. Oh.
Fudge is like the best.
Fudge.
Oh. Fudge.
Guess what's going to be in my store soon?
What? You're going to sell fudge?
I gotta, yeah.
In your store, you're going to sell fudge?
Just as a test.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why? How?
Because
what?
I got an in on a wholesaler, and it's really good stuff. And I only.
Sounds like you're buying dope.
I got
it in.
Come buy my fudge. It's really good. You'll want more later.
Are you sure it's legal fudge?
Yes, it's legal fudge. There's
At
no
least in North
there's no
Carolina.
edibles involved. I just got a small order to test out, and we're gonna try it like
That's
after
so
Christmas.
funny.
Yeah.
Lisa's
Oh,
fudge
that's
is the first fudge you'll ever eat, and then have the munchies after.
Absolutely, you'll be
I
hungry
made
after
fudge
you
once
finish.
though. It was really good. Tell them how good it was.
Oh my God, she made it for me.
I've never
When is
made-
it coming again, please?
Maybe this weekend.
She made me maple walnut fudge.
Okay, so I've never made real fudge
She
before,
never made real
except
fudge
for that
before.
fake
So what
crap.
does she do? She makes it better than most of the boutique
Well,
stores.
we
that
used
you
to
go
make
to.
that
You
fake
know her
crap.
cooking, right, Dersh?
Yep.
She's a phenomenal cook. Everything she
I've
posts
never
online.
made fudge before, except for when we were kids. We made that fake crap where you'd like melt chocolate chips and,
Yeah.
and marshmallows
Yeah.
and stuff, and then like it was gross.
Yeah.
But no, this was real fudge.
It was so good.
That's so nice.
I mean,
to
it was. Oh, you are. She's a serious cook, guys. We keep talking about having a segment in the show where she's actually cooking.
I
in the kitchen.
can't. I really can't do
But
that.
Lisa
But
doesn't
maybe.
want to go in our kitchen.
Well,
'cause
yeah, we have a kitchen right there.
you could do it right here, couldn't you?
Maybe, but maybe I could just show them.
We could easily
Maybe.
set a camera up.
Maybe. That's a lot like work.
I could put a camera up there.
Chuck
Martha
could,
Stewart gets paid a lot for that.
What do you think, Dirk? Should we do that?
yeah, well, I said before we did that, Chuck could just videotape you making something.
Yeah, some
I can-
other time.
Well,
Yeah.
I can edit
Yeah.
it, and then as
And
you
it would be,
play
you know what it would be? It would be a whole
Well,
bunch of
that'd be
pictures
cool.
of my butt cooking things.
How can we go wrong there?
That's what it would be if you
that's
did
why I
it.
That's
said
the
I would
first
edit
thing
it,
I
Lisa.
remember about you.
Lisa, that's why I said I would edit it, because
Yes, you would let me edit it. Yeah, or
So,
you. You're right.
but then you could talk about what you're doing
Yeah.
as we play the video
Yeah.
back.
We could do that.
All right, we're gonna work on that.
Or
'Cause
maybe
that would
like
be
even a
I could video
slideshow or
it.
something.
I
Yeah.
mean, heck, I could video you with a camera.
No, really? What else are you gonna video with me with?
I don't know, video camera.
Just use your phone.
I'm gonna use my
Your phone's more than adequate.
yeah.
Yeah. Ernie just says, just saw a funny YouTube
You suck at
channel.
cooking.
It's called You Suck at Cooking.
Ah.
You know, honestly, Lisa was on such a roll cooking so much good stuff. I gained 30 pounds.
No, that was also because you
I
got
know-
your
I know,
gallbladder
but
out.
It was also because you were feeding me such good food. And I mean, there'd be leftovers of the same awesome food, so I'd double up.
Excuse me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so good. I mean, I love when you cook, but it's.
I know by the time I get done, I don't want to eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like a big taster all the time either. I just get finished and then I'm like, oh, food's done, eat some. I'm good.
Yeah. It's the chat.
I want to see that. I'm going to have to
What's
look
that?
that up tomorrow at work. You suck at cooking.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That's.
So the only thing, well, not the only thing, but one of the things I've wanted to try that I haven't tried yet, that I have the equipment for, is the sous vide cooking,
Right.
where
I know, we got all that stuff in there.
it's just one thing. It's
Oh.
where you cook
A
it
big-ass box.
low and slow in the
Right.
bag, and it's really tender.
Right.
And they're like it's good for meat, and then like you could take it out. It's most of the way cooked, and then you just sear it really quickly or whatever. But
Right.
I've never tried it, and I have the thing.
That's cool.
So we're gonna do that sometime.
By the way, your lighting is perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's the medium white. Remember that.
Yeah.
Or the no, that's
Funny, I
the
can't even use mine.
warm. You can use it for the next show.
Or I can,
You didn't know that there was a
or I
button.
can use it when we, or I
Yeah.
can use it when we,
Use it
go
for
on
the
the
next
road.
show.
because then you can plug your phone right on.
Right. It's also good for selfies. It's also good for doing your makeup, Chuck.
When did you? Well, no. Even that night when I did that, that show and that comedy show in drag that one time, I didn't do makeup. I don't think.
I can do your
'Cause
makeup.
I had like a mustache.
Can I do
I
your
had like a
makeup?
full beard then. I think.
Can we do a Chuck and Lisa show in drag?
No.
Please,
You're weird. You're
please.
so weird. She wants to do a show where she's making me up. Can you imagine what the left would do with that on my post, Dersh?
Yeah, you never hear the end of
I
that.
would never ever live that. They'd show. Yeah, we know what you do in your spare time. I know exactly what they do. Right?
It's okay. I don't even have any blue eyes, so you're good.
Right, Dersh?
Yep. 100%.
That's exactly what they do. I would never live that one down.
That's fine.
Oh, well, what are you going to do?
We'll have another show called Chuck and Drag.
Not today.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Not today.
I do need you to...
All right, you guys ask us a question. What do you want to know? Let's see.
I do need you to do the thing in Durham for charity, though.
What was that? Oh, what was that again?
The Beaver Queen. It's like regular old straight guys.
You have a piece of glitter under your left eye.
I do?
Yeah. I don't know where it came from.
Well, I know where it came from. 'Cause I went to the dollar store today, and the whole belt of the thing had glitter on it. And she's like, push your stuff down. And I'm like, no, I'm covered in glitter.
You're just shiny.
It's kind of like a virus.
You're just shiny.
You know, if one person has the glitter, everybody has the glitter.
Oh, no. It's like the Rona.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah. The Rona. All right, what was your other topic for tonight? You wanted to talk about? You had something else. I didn't write it.
It's not NASCAR. Oh, the cable, cutting the cable.
Oh, right.
You need to talk about that.
We wanted to talk
because
more
you were
about...
really resistant to that.
We started...
What happened?
Oh, Lisa's best quality is little or no makeup, natural look.
Oh, I don't have
makeup.
any on today at all.
Lisa is one of those people that doesn't have to wear
I have
makeup.
chapstick on.
Oh, no. All right, so we started talking a bit last week about cutting the cable, because that's... If you want to save a bunch of money, if you're still on cable and you still get all their channels, you're wasting it, to be very honest.
And I kept saying, let's cut
And
the
I was really hesitant.
No, we're not going to have NASCAR.
And then I figured out that if I buy X, Y, and Z little packages, or if they're free, like Pluto TV.
Right. But you just have to be
Pluto
careful that you
TV's
don't...
great. I spend a lot of time on it.
You just have to be careful that you don't be like, oh, well, I'll get this one, it's only $5.99. I'll get this one, it's
They're
only like
easy to add up.
$3.99. Yeah, but we're still going to save a lot.
I think the only package...
Of
well, we bought two packages. We bought the Spectrum package.
well, we just reduced our Spectrum package
Well,
from
no,
what we
put
had.
it online.
Well, no, I'm saying we reduced what we had.
Right.
Yeah.
So instead of paying $140, $150 a month or whatever the heck it was really high.
It was crazy high.
Because we had DVD and multiple locations and all that.
It was dumb. It was like a small car
now
payment.
It's 100, 110 something like that.
I don't know. We'll see when we get the first bill.
And our cable, of course, that hasn't changed, but now we're just using our cable to its
And we get
maximum.
more stuff.
Oh my goodness. Instead of 1,000 channels, we've now got like 50,000 channels.
And you watch all those old shows instead of watching Golden Girls all the time.
Oh, my new thing at 6 o'clock, because there's nothing really on TV I want to watch. Flipper!
The dogs like to watch Flipper, by the way. They like that little noise that he makes.
Yeah, we used to watch Flipper as a kid.
Yep, Roku, that's what we got.
That's exactly what we got, a Roku. The Roku box is great. It cost us $50, $40.
Ernie, we need to see a picture of your sunset sometime.
Hey, we got the LT model.
We got last year's model, but it was really cheap on Black Friday. It was like $40 or something.
Something like that. So instead of, because every single month we were paying all this money to the cable company. And I mean, it's like $250 a month.
Well, that was including the internet.
Internet and cable. It was like $250 a month. And now we're paying $100 and...
We don't know yet. We'll know when we get the first bill.
$140.
How about that?
$140.
And we cut the phone thing, too.
Yeah, we got rid of it. Who needs a landline?
Well, no, I mean, we didn't have a landline, but I'm saying we went on Spectrum Mobile.
Went on Spectrum
because Spectrum Mobile is Verizon anyway. Have you noticed any change whatsoever? You know why? Because Spectrum's Verizon anyway. They just charge us half.
They charge us half of what Verizon is charging us. Well, we can talk about that, too. Once we switched over from Verizon to Spectrum, we are now paying about half of what we were paying directly to Verizon.
Instead
and they're still using Verizon.
It's $87 for 4 phones instead of $240 or something.
So it's a third.
Well, we don't know yet. I have to see.
That's awesome.
Because I think part of that was my son's iPhone.
So you got to remember, guys, don't just be settled where you are. You got to remember to shop around for stuff like phones.
Like I've been asking you to do for the past 2 years.
And insurance.
Yeah, but our insurance is fine. We have the
You work at that hard.
What?
I mean, you've worked quite.
Well, no, actually, My insurance woman, Lee, at Nationwide, Seagroves Insurance Agency
She's a
in
very
Chapel
nice
Hill, North
lady.
Carolina, is awesome.
She's
the best insurance lady I've ever had. She's the best insurance person I've ever had. And she has saved my butt so many times on insurance. Like, when she knew that I didn't have a job,
Right.
and she looked at all this stuff and she found us insurance for half.
That's awesome.
She's
So we've minimized
awesome.
about all we can do.
She-
Now, let me talk about what you asked where Ernie is. He's in Rosarito, Mexico.
But he's
He
from
can-
San Diego.
He says he can see his hometown San Diego from his back door.
Can he see Alaska though? Or Russia?
I'm still pissed that she was ahead of me in that final tally for the
And so was a dead
most
person.
influential on. No.
Bo Biden.
No, that's the whole
The
internet.
other one.
Well, I was number 3 on Twitter in the 2016 election for conservatives, and the two people above me, one was an app, which I get that they were a great app, but the other one was freaking Sarah Palin.
She has boobs.
I know she's cute and all that.
Well,
and
yeah.
I'm not ugly, but she's
Wait, Lenny. Where's Lenny moving?
Lenny.
Lenny.
Where are you gonna be in North Carolina, Lenny? Let's see. Anything else there?
We won't stalk you, I promise.
Yeah, it was Sarah Palin that was ahead of me. It was amazing. But I was number 64 on the entire internet during the 2016
Right, but who was above you?
Bo
Biden and the Pope.
Who was dead. And the Pope. The Pope. No, the Pope was...
No,
yeah, he
was right above you.
The Pope was directly above me. Then above him was Bo Biden. I was
A
like,
dead guy.
son of a fuck! I got a Pope and a Biden ahead of me. But those were pretty stout numbers. So and then Twitter killed me, of course, because of it.
We don't know why. We don't know why. Wilmington! All right, we're gonna go hang out with Lenny. I remember that.
We're gonna hang out with it. 11/1/21.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna be there.
So it'll be safe then.
Awesome.
Hopefully.
Cool, man. We love North Carolina. If you've never been here, absolutely owe it to yourself. I know Bullwinkle's been here, and
some parts are better than others.
I'm sure Cheryl's been here too.
She's been to the Outer Banks.
Oh, right.
But she goes to the Outer Banks.
Well, you go to the Outer Banks.
That's far.
That's the farthest point.
Yeah.
Then you come closer, like Oak Island. I mean, Oak
Island's sort of Oak Island and Bald Head. They're near Wilmington.
Yeah, they're near Wilmington.
Then you can go down by Myrtle Beach before you get to Myrtle Beach. Yeah. Well, Jacksonville's not really.
No, that's the Army base.
Right.
Just a little
Air
town.
Force, isn't it?
No, Marines.
Yeah.
Marines. Yeah. And then
don't
then
go
you
to
get to South
Lumberton.
Carolina.
Don't go to Lumberton. There's nothing there.
Don't go to Lumberton. No, don't go to Rockville.
There's no Rockville.
Don't go to Rockville is actually written about the town we used to go to.
Where the Friendlies was.
Where the Friendlies was. That's why I mentioned it. And who wrote it?
Mike Mills.
And who is he with?
R.E.M.
And we know him.
And you've met him.
I met him. Spent a whole evening with him.
And that's why I'm still in North Carolina, because he told me not to go back to Rockville.
That's exactly.
Seriously. Only I didn't think.
Did he tell you that joking?
I've never told him that. I've never.
Did
next
he tell
time,
you that?
No.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
I didn't go back to Rockville because I had graduated from Duke.
Right.
I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Right.
I had no job except for working at Domino's. Second REM album came out and said, "Don't go back to Rockville." I thought they meant like Rockville, Illinois, or something. Like it couldn't possibly be
Rockville, Maryland.
I know, but I didn't know that. I'm like, okay, I won't.
I wouldn't either.
REM told me not to. I'll stay here. See what happens.
Oh,
he doesn't know that story. I'll have to tell him that, or I'll have to tell their manager. I'm friends with him on Facebook, so that's cool.
Oh, Lenny's getting ready to turn 60 in January. We haven't. I
cool.
just turned 60.
Yes, he
did.
We talked about it. No,
No, we didn't.
No, because.
Or did we?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we talked about so much I can't remember. Yeah, I turned 60 last week. Do I look any older? I already
Then
know.
what?
Dershey, go ahead. Jump on the pig pile.
That's too easy, man. Just way too easy. Already said you worked at the horse and buggy dealership.
Didn't people on Twitter used to ask you why I used to go out with my father?
Yeah. Ernie, will you turn 60 or you're turning 60? That's cool. Well, in case you're watching and you're not in the chat room, jump in the chat room. It's fun. You can ask us anything. We don't bite. Not on this show. The next show I bite.
It's 8:01. I get to go to the wee chat room now.
Oh, come
and have
on.
my dinner.
Wow, it's already been an hour.
I'm hungry. I told you I didn't have to think of a million things to talk about.
You can just wind me up and set me.
I know, right?
I can think of anything anytime. All right, guys. I guess we're out of here. Listen.
Okay, looks like we lost Chuck just there at the end. Not sure what happened. He's kind of frozen, but thanks for joining, everyone. We appreciate you being out with us tonight. Make sure you come back and join us next week on the Chuck and Lisa shows, same time, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. We'll have a lot more to talk to you about. Thank you very much. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week on the Chuck and Lisa show. Make sure you join Chuck and I in a half hour for the right side of politics with Chuck and Dersh. We'll be there. Hopefully we'll have Chuck fixed by then. We'll join you next time.
What'd you do to me?
Thanks, everybody, and have a great night.
What happened?
I'm out of here. Okay, I gotta go. Here, use this for yours. Honey,
Hey, Dersh, you post the link, please.
honey, use this for yours.
What?
Post the link for the next show right here, real quick.
Well, it's the same one.
No,
No, for our show.
Yeah, it's the same.
You haven't posted it. Not for me, for them, so they can join us.
Oh, I'll see if I can find it real fast. But you froze right in the middle of your last statement.
Here, I know. Here. Use that light. See if you can use that light. Alright? I'm gonna go play with my dogs. Thank you, Darsh!
Bye, Lisa.
You're welcome. 'Cause I'm typing.